Kala, Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushua, Bashem, Kakudash, and don't want to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and peace salutation. I come doing his work in truth and sincerity and the full corners of the earth. All right, we're gonna do this lesson. Okay, going into the news. All right, that's been happening. All right, they in our state, with the border crossing drama. You got states picking sides. All right, and you got the governor of Texas. Okay, leading a charge. All right, and civil war has been spoken on. In the media. And in the news. All right, and been going around. All right, on the mainstream, man. All right, which just shows that it's a lot of tension. Okay, about to boil over in Babylon, man. Okay, and hey, it's half of states. It's say 25 states. Let's just go to it. A bunch of articles, man. Say 25 states where Republican governors signed letter supporting Texas and border control fight. What to know? Okay, so 25 states have aligned themselves with Texas. You know, and we know that America is 50 states, so that's a perfect split. you know, Excluding Puerto Rico. All right, it's a through the Border Security Initiative Operation Lone Star. Texas has implemented physical barriers barring both immigrants and federal agents from accessing the border, raising legal disputes. All right, because you had the federal government, all right, through Joe Biden and the Supreme Court. They ruled that the Texas border fencing, was needed to be removed. All right, the barbed wire that Texas had installed, so it wouldn't be more migrants, coming through. All right, so that's the old. I mean, I'm talking about that's the long ago, the old fashioned, you know, um, federal versus state. You know, that been here since the history of America, man. Since the history of Babylon, it always been a fight between the Fed, which is the government, and the states, which is pretty much considered, the people and having individual rights and shit like that. You know, that been what so-called separated America from all the other nations and governments in the world. Because a lot of the other nations and governments, there ain't no free speech. You know, it's communism or it's fascism. Okay, so that's been the whole allure, of America. Free business, free speech, and all of that shit. But coming, and that's why a lot of these Babylonians are gonna get taken by surprise. That's why it's gonna be a lot of uprising and revolts here in America because the people are spoiled, with rights and liberties. In some of these other countries, you can't do the things that you do, here in Babylon, man. But that's also been the reason why wickedness, has been at an all-time high, in Babylon, man. Okay, because you're free to do whatever, you know. And when Esau started pumping, freedom of the alphabet community, you know, freedom of adultery, freedom of lewdness, this shit just got, worse and worse. Okay, they say almost all of the U.S. Republican governors have signed on a statement backing Texas Governor Greg Abbott in his bitter fight against the federal government over border control. The statement released Thursday on the Republican Governors Association website criticized the Biden administration and said the state of Texas has the constitutional right to defend itself. This week, Texas officials and the Department of Homeland Security sparred over barbed wire along the Rio Grande, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that federal agents can cut through the razor wire the state installed to deter people from crossing. We stand in solidarity with our fellow Governor Greg Abbott in the state of Texas in utilizing every tool and strategy, including razor wire fences, to secure the border. The letter signed by the 25 Republican governors because the Biden administration has abdicated its constitutional compact duties to the states. Texas has every legal justification to protect the sovereignty of our states and our nation. The White House addressed the governor's statement at a press brief on Friday. I will say to them that if they truly want to help with the issue at the border with the immigration system, that they need to talk to the congressional members, the senators in their state, said White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre. They need to ask them to make sure that they have the resources they need within their respective states to take action to actually deal with a broken system. So they got a map right here. And the government ain't trying to fix this. The government created this. Okay, the government created this influx of immigrants. Through its democracy. Spreading that shit all across the planet, creating these insurrections. Creating these coup d'états in Latin America and in all these other countries, because it ain't just Northern Kingdom coming through the border. Contrary to popular belief, you got Ishmaelites coming through the border. You got Moab and shit. You got Jake. You got Southern Kingdom coming through the border, man. And not even from them Latin countries. You got like you had, I can't remember what. Well, you got Levi. You got Haitians coming in through the southern border as well. You know, so everybody's moving through the southern border, man. And best believe there's gonna be some agents in there. There's gonna be some provocateurs in there. There's gonna be some robbers, some thieves, and some murderers in there. Shit. Let's just be honest, man. These are the times that we are coming into. You know, so it's a bunch of different ideas and a bunch of agendas coming through that border. All right, and Esau want him to come through. He ain't trying to stop it. That's why he doing this shit right now, sending feds to go cut the wire. Why the hell would you go and cut the wire and have an open to your sovereign nation, man? In the land of Israel, man, we don't let anybody come into our borders, man. Best believe you had to check in, like Jake say. Nigga gotta check in for real. You know, not how Jake doing the hood and shit, but oh, you gonna state your business. You know, why you need to come into this province, who you need to talk to, and how long you gonna be here. You know, it's like when you go to another country. When you go to another country, um, and you give them your passport and all that stuff, they ask you how long you gonna be in the country. Where are you staying? How many days are you gonna be there? They ask you if you have enough money, to be able to stay there for a certain amount of days, and if you got money for emergencies, you know, and you can't stay and do whatever the hell you want to do in that country. You have to obey their rules and their laws. You can't speak up against their government because you a guest. And when that time is over, you go back to your country, man. You know, so that's just common sense, man. you know, so hey, these conservatives are gonna stand up on that, man. You got regular common Edomites talking about they ready to go down and to defend the border, man. Best believe they're gonna start picking you, Northern Kingdom and you Southern Kingdom that's coming through there off, man. You better off not even coming to this place, man. This place is on the way out. You know, this place has a lot of crime, a lot of violence. You know, it ain't what it used to be, man. You know what I'm saying? You Jakes, you coming here, you expecting to get you a good job and be able to pay for this and pay for that and get you a nice car and the white picket fence, man. Them days is over with, man. Them days is fucking over with. You got Americans that been here since they was little, since they was born. They can't get all that stuff that you want, man. And you come in here with no paperwork, you don't know any English, you know, you at an extreme disadvantage, man. And then you think you gonna come over here, you gonna do good, make money, and then be able to send some money back, man. Hey, man, it ain't gonna go how you think it is. Because this ain't the Babylon of old. This is the Babylon that's about to be fried, dyed, and laid to the side. Okay, you know, the milk and the land of milk and honey, man. Your ass gonna be working at a damn warehouse somewhere, doing 12s, making fucking $10 an hour. You know, and that shit gonna be seasonal. They're gonna have you as a damn temp. You know, it's a signatories of Republican governor's statement back in Texas. Governor Greg Abbott. Abbott and the Biden administration have been going head to head over border control jurisdiction in Texas. So you got the red states and you got the blue states. Okay, you only had one governor that didn't sign the statement. You know, when the way Greg Abbott was talking, he was talking about having a full standoff um, with the American government, man. Okay, so let me see if I can find something else. This one say Putin ally ominously suggests Texas could launch civil war in U.S. So America's looking weak. Babylon is looking weak, and it's looking like it's for the taking. And these other nations are salivating. You know, they sitting there rubbing their hands together like Birdman. Because they like, man, look at this motherfucker, man. They infighting. You know, ain't no infighting in Russia. You had Wagner. Uh, Everybody forgot about Wagner, man. You had Wagner, going renegade and shit. Driving tanks through Moscow and was talking shit about one of Putin's second in command. And what ended up happening to Wagner, man? The Kremlin made his helicopter go down mysteriously, man. You know, it's a Dmitry Medvedev, the former Russian president and ally of current Russian President Vladimir Putin, made an ominous comment on Friday about Texas potentially starting a new civil war in the United States. Texas Governor Greg Abbott had been in multiple legal battles with the Department of Justice over his migrant deterrent tactics as the U.S. faces a surge in illegal border crossings. Abbott has tried to fend migrants off using razor wire along parts of the southern border and a circular saw floating barrier in the Rio Grande River. The Biden administration has called these tactics dangerous and cruel. What the hell is a circular saw floating? What the hell? Man, I should have just. I'm trying to watch no video. I don't know why they called them saws. I thought they was just buoys. They supposed to keep the migrants from coming through. But there was reports that people was drowning and shit. Let's see. I also got saw blades in between. So you jump your ass in between now, it's gonna cut you up, man. Okay. Um, because the Supreme Court on Monday sided with the Biden administration in a 5-4 ruling allowing U.S. Border Patrol agents to temporarily remove the razor wire that Texas officials put up under Abbott's orders while litigation over the issue proceeds, and that was a 5-4 ruling, because Esau has put a lot of Supreme Court guys in there now, which are liberal, and are opposed, to the Constitution, man. You had that, they had put that new Judite woman in there, where she was a complete bug out. I can't remember what she was on. I think either she was talking about, rabid feminism, or she was talking about the alphabet community. I can't really remember, but she's now a Supreme Court member, man, and she ain't going according to the Constitution, man. You know, all right. So that's why a lot of these judgments are being ruled differently and shit. Because I think they got 2 or 3 of them in there now. All right. This is Mark chapter 3 and verse 24. And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. Okay, and you clearly see that this kingdom is divided, man, completely divided. On multiple fronts. Morally divided, um, man and woman, being divided. That's one of the biggest divides. Um, Divided between the alphabet community and the straight community. you know, the government, the politics, constitution, no constitution, um, clean earth, which they call it clean earth, what they call it shit, gas power vehicles, electric power vehicles, you know, border, contain the border or leave the border open, all kind of division, all throughout America, man. Okay. And eventually with division, man, something gotta happen. Some gotta fucking shake. You know, blood is gonna be spilled. And it's a reason why they coming out with the Civil War movie, man. Ain't no coincidence, you know. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. Okay, so this house ain't gonna be able to stand. All right, Babylon ain't gonna be able to stand, man. And if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand but hath an end. Okay, so Satan's kingdom, man. All right, Babylon it's gonna have an end. This devil's kingdom. Okay, because never before time was it this goddamn divided. In Babylon, man. Even when I was a kid, when you had your Bushes and your Clintons, and your what's the other nigga that was running? Al Gore. You know, you never had this much division in the planet Earth, man. Okay, even when Obama first got into office, man, it wasn't this much division. That was the beginning of the division, but it was never, this much division. You know, and a lot of shit was behind closed doors too. It's just not that everything is out, in the light. Okay, but there's never been this much division in all of Babylon, man. It's Proverbs chapter 21 and verse 1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord as the rivers of water. He turneth it whatsoever he will. Okay, so the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord Yahweh. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whatsoever he will. So the Most High uses these politicians as pawns, to fulfill prophecy and to do his will, man. They don't determine, what they do. The Most High does, man. And the Most High is going to turn them up, more and more. This water situation ain't going to go away. There's a lot of people going through that going through that border, man. You know, and they said that the FBI, former FBI agents, compared the border intrusion as it's like a soft terrorist attack, man. So Esau got plans, man. Okay, Esau got plans, man. All right. You see, imminent danger that the migrants are military aged. All right. But that's all I had. Praise that was edifying. Call Yahabashim Yashabashim Kakadash. The Monis of the Apostles, Elders, Great Millstone, Peace, Sanitation, Outcome doing his work, the true, sincere, and the full corners of the earth, and I Shalom.